everyone. So it's been almost a month since I read. So thought I'd read tonight. So we're still doing Go for No for network marketing. So here's the book. And I'm on page 56. Onyx Cole. Over the years, prior to me joining network marketing, I had been pitched on what feels like every network marketing company. I never agreed to sit down and see a presentation, but everybody I knew in network marketing was saying, try my product and do this business opportunity. Every time I saw anybody coming near me who was a network marketer, I would turn around and run. My mind was saying, I don't want to have anything to do with you. No, 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 no. For years, this was how I felt about network marketing. Finally, I was approached by the parents of a young woman who was babysitting my children. It was interesting because they had what so many people lacked. They never accepted no as an answer. They just kept coming back around to me. They also knew I would love their product because it was a healthcare product. I'm very much into my health. I believe in investing in health to avoid health issues rather than waiting until you are dealing with real health challenges. They knew I'd be passionate about the product. The first time they invited me, I said no. The second time they invited me, I said no. Then they came by on their boat. We lived on the same lake. I saw them coming. I went running inside. Here I was hiding again. Then, of course, they brought me over the product. I thanked them, tucked it under the kitchen counter, and never even tried it. Later, they called me and they changed their approach. They said, Onyx, we really value your opinion. Please, would you come and have a look at what we got ourselves into? I knew if I didn't go, they would never leave me alone. So I went to the meeting. The smart girl that I am, I decided I was going to leave my checkbook at home because they weren't going to catch me. There were 30 people in the room. It was the first time in my life I actually saw someone draw the circles. The guy presenting was making $8,000 a week. He'd been in the industry for many years, but he'd been in this particular company for 8 months. By the way, I'm a single mom of 3 girls. As I'm watching the presentation, I'm thinking to myself, you can't make money unless you help other people make money. I like this. They started talking about the product. They talked about the opportunity. Everything started to connect and go ding, 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 ding. I knew I was in the right place. That was the point I finally said yes. It was the 6th time they asked me that I finally said yes. Now, I have had lots of my own distributors who experience people saying no. I say, as we all know, so what? They are saying no, not right. No, they are saying no right now. They are not saying no to you. They haven't mortally wounded you. Your life is not over. Take a deep breath. Come back around because every time and circumstance changes everything for everybody. Onyx Cole, #1 female MLM earner, consultant, and speaker. Ray Higdon's take, not taking no personally. I think we all need a little bit of this. Here's my take on the fear of rejection. It's a sign that you're placing a higher value on your fear of looking bad in front of other people than you are on making an impact in someone else's life. It's saying, I place a higher value on how I look than I do on impacting others' lives and making a difference on this planet. No one wants to hear that because it's tough. It's tough love. The truth is, if you're not willing to practice getting rejected so you can develop the ability to go out and prospect for your own network marketing opportunity, that's fine. Just own it. Embrace it. Seriously, it's okay. Many people take the less confrontational path, of course. They get normal jobs and snap themselves into society's system. They follow the traditional path. They rarely ever get rejected. They rarely ever face criticism. They rarely ever have to worry about looking good in front of an audience. They may not like their lives. They may not have the kind of results they want in their life, but they decided it's more important to play it safe than to face rejection. There was a time when, if someone rejected me, I would go home, eat a bunch of ice cream, and feel sorry for myself. Getting past the tendency to take rejection personally takes practice. It really does. Learning not to take rejection personally isn't something you hear one time and poof, you're vaccinated from the rejection virus. It doesn't happen. The way that you get past rejection is to get out there and just start getting rejected. When I was in real estate, I read many books on negotiating, and one of the books said that most people are nervous about negotiating and they just need more practice. The suggestion in the book was to go to a yard sale, pick a table of stuff that you don't want, and start negotiating. Find a table with $20 worth of stuff on it and say, "Hey, I'll give you $2 for everything on that table." Now, what's going to happen? More than likely, they're going to say no. Then you say, "Okay, well, how about 250?" And then they say no, and so on. The way you get past rejection is to go out and actually practice getting past rejection. By experiencing rejection, not by thinking about it or telling yourself not to take it personally. You get past the negative feelings about rejection by allowing yourself to be rejected. If you're a single guy, maybe you go out there and ask for phone numbers. Maybe you're asking for a date and that's how you feel, how you're more comfortable getting rejected. But you need to get out there and start getting rejected. I've had people who are so stricken with the paralysis of their fear of rejection that I told them, "Hey, go get a telemarketing job. You probably won't last more than a week, but in the short amount of time you'll be there, you'll probably get to experience lots of rejection." When I was in telemarketing, we made 450 calls a day. And if you got 30 sales, you were one of the top salespeople in the entire company. So if you calculate that out to be a full week, that's 450 dials a day multiplied by 5. We're talking 2,250 calls, most of which involved rejection. But if you were making a few sales here and there, you'll also start to make the connection between rejections and sales, rejection and money, rejection and success. One of the best examples in the world is being a waiter or waitress. Here's someone who serves people all day long. In every case, they get to say, "Hey, would you like to see a dessert menu?" I'm willing to bet that at least 50% of the time, maybe even more, people say, "No, thanks." Here's what's interesting: the waiter or waitress doesn't get all bent out of shape when people say no. Now, why is that? It's because they have no connection to the outcome. They don't equate someone turning down that key lime pie as some kind of attack on their self image. And neither should you. I want you to fully understand that there was a time when I took rejection personally and felt devastated by it. But I developed my courage muscle. I developed my skill and ability to handle rejection. Very few people on the planet are born rejection proof. They develop it, they build it, just like no one's born with humongous biceps. They have to work the muscles and develop them. In the same way, you develop your rejection muscle by doing whatever you can to start hearing no more often. I can tell you that at this point, because of the skills I've developed, you could hook up a heart monitor to me and I have people tell me no, and my heart rate won't change a bit. Why? Because I have no connection to the outcome. I literally just don't care. It doesn't mean I don't care about the person, just that I am infinitely more focused on the process than the result. There are a lot of times where I'll shoot a running video that barely gets any shares or comments. That's okay, because the next day I'm going to wake up and do another one. Getting the practice in every day, getting past that fear of rejection, that's the key. All right, that's where I'm going to stop today. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day.